good evening, my friends. Today, 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 I'm going to share on Acts 17:26. And, in this world today that we're living in, it's like has the enemy has weaponized our diversity. And what I mean by that is, well, it's pretty apparent that there's all this talk about white people being racist and, you know, just there's a lot of division between, and it's, the focus and emphasis is on white and blacks, but, which is interesting because there's way more than whites and blacks in America. And, um, but, but anyways, that's besides the point. But what's important is that we realize this. You know what I mean? What has God done? You know what I mean? And understanding that every single one of us, white, black, Asian, uh, whatever else is out there, Indian, you know what I mean? We all came from Adam and Eve. We all have the same blood flowing through our veins. It doesn't matter who you are. We all came from the original same two people. And then after the flood, we all came from the original 8 families. You know what I mean? But they all came from the 2. So we all have the same blood flowing in our veins. We are all related. It's inevitable. We all have the same DNA. So, that being said, it's just interesting to me that people get so caught up because racism, it's actually kind of a flawed whole idea because it's based on the idea that there's actually more than one race. There's actually not more than one race. There's only one race. It's the human race. And there's different ethnicities within the human race. So to say that someone's racist is not even really possible because it's flawed and it's based on the idea that there's actually more than one race. Really, all we see is hatred. We see prejudice. We see people who are foolish and maybe think that they're better than somebody else, but they can't possibly be a racist because they would be hating themselves at the end of the day because we're all the same race. We're all humans. There's only one race. The idea that there's different races was actually based on evolutionary theory and thought that different people groups evolved over in different regions throughout the United Nations is what I was going to say. United States, definitely not, but throughout the world. So, but let's not focus on that. Let's focus on, I think there's so much focus on our differences and so much focus on the different cultures and so much focus on how we're diverse. We need to focus on what we have in common. We need to focus on the positive. If you want to be the person that looks at the glass half empty, then you can focus on a lot of that in this world, and you can spend the rest of your life thinking about all the things that are wrong with this world and all the people that are messed up and do crazy stuff. You know what I mean? And think irrationally and really just hate each other, So because there's plenty of whites who hate whites and there's plenty of blacks who hate blacks and plenty of Chinese who hate Chinese and Indians who hate Indians, and there's tribal wars all over the place and genocide in Africa and the Scottish, the English were ruling over the Scottish and back in the day. And I mean, anywhere you look, it doesn't matter. The color of the skin has nothing to do with it. It is what is within each and every single one of us. And it's called a sin nature. And that's the problem. It's not a skin problem, it's a sin problem. All right? The heart is deceitful above all else and desperately wicked. Every single person's heart is equally wicked. So don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We're all the same. Don't follow the narrative of this world and allow the enemy to divide us any more than he already has. So be of good courage. Be of good courage. See every single person the same. See them all as your close relative and kin, because we are all of one blood, because God has made us all of one blood, because we all came from the same two people.